Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video on the channel. Instead of today's video, I'm going to give you guys the best 15 brawlers in the game right now. So there's been a couple of weeks since balance changes. I've been on vacation since then, so just catching up with the meta here, giving you guys a nice refresher. And there has been some big changes when I last did my tier list about 2-3 weeks ago. But of course, balance change, shifting the meta a little bit, and just the meta settling. So this is going to be my best 15 brawlers. Let me know whether you want me to do a new tier list. I don't know when the next set balance changes are going to drop, but things have definitely changed, so might throw that out there at the beginning of next week. So starting off at number 15, I have gone with Edgar. So Edgar is still clearly an 8-tier brawler inside of the meta right now. Edgar is a fantastic option. It takes a little bit longer to get into the game sometimes if you miss your gadget, or sometimes your Let's Fly can take a little bit too long to re-engage into the fight, but it's all about his hypercharge. His hypercharge buffy is just so incredibly strong. His fisticuff style power is still really powerful, especially with the buffy, being able to chain it onto people. So as long as Edgar can have this pop-off potential and chain onto other brawlers, he's still going to be a big problem, and a big problem in the meta. At number 14, I went with Meeple. So Meeple is still a high 8-tier brawler right now. He's still super consistent, and that's thanks to many things, as you guys are well aware. He has great damage, really easy to hit shot, really versatile brawler because he's pretty much at the mid-range where there's a lot of ways you can mitigate the low range. For example, just a map with a lot of walls, you can easily push up behind those walls. He's got his box gadget, which is just really good at pushing up and also boxing people in, combining it with your super. And then you've got the rage quit gadget, which was nerfed, but still not nerfed enough because it's still refreshes too quickly for a brawler that Meeple is, right? Like, he's a single shot brawler. To have that powerful knockback gadget just makes him infinitely strong. It's just so hard to deal with, and then he got a really strong hyper charge on top of it. So Meeple is easily one of the best brawlers. Now moving into the 13th best brawler of the game right now, I've gone with Bolt. So I'm actually really undecided about Bolt because sometimes I feel like he's really powerful, sometimes I feel like he's really easy to stop. You'll have to let me know what you think in the comment section below, and I'm waiting for pros to kind of get their hands on Bolt. And really, teams are starting to scrim now for the next monthly qualifier, which should be in 2 weeks' time. So we'll really get to see Bolt in pro competitive play. But I think with people realizing how to counter Bolt, I think he's been dropping down a little bit. Again, it could be a little bit wrong here. But with Bolt, he's still pretty powerful. You still got the combination with your super. It's just all about his super, really. He's pretty flexible as well. He's got two good gadgets. One to wall break on some maps, and one to just tank a lot of damage. His super, it's just all about the power of his super, to be honest. But yeah, I'm a little bit on the fence here. Could be slightly overrated, may I say. So next up, as the 12th best brawler in the game, I've gone with Lumi. So Lumi is still incredibly strong in the meta, and that's just thanks to her zoning, her really high damage, and a broken gadget. So the first one, the gadget was nerfed a tiny bit, but it doesn't really feel like it was nerfed that much. I'm still probably waiting for her to get a buffy, so hopefully they can just rework this gadget because it's far too fundamentally strong. So that's a big reason. You can just pop one hover attacks to the left, one to the right, pop gadget, you get infinite control. You've also got just how fast, ever since they buffed her projectile speed, how fast she can throw out damage, recall them. It just deals so much damage with the slow. And then you got a super back, literally confirms the kill pretty much every single time. It's just really hard to deal with a good Lumi, and I think she's even, well, she's not got better in the meta, but at the same time, I think a lot of her counters, like Edgar and Mortis, have got a little bit worse off. So she's having a bit of a better time in the overall meta. It's just there's much better brawlers than her in the pecking order. So yeah, she's still a fantastic option. You can use her pretty much everywhere. So as the 11th best brawler in the game right now, I've gone with Brock. So yeah, Brock isn't bad by any means because he's not a top 10 brawler. He's still on the cusp of S tier. He's still really good, but in a more defensive setting. So in the places where Brock was always good in, you know, some heist maps, in knockout and bounty, that's where Brock's going to excel. Maybe as a last pick in certain situations, but he's still the same Brock in the sense that he can get overwhelmed because his main attack is pretty easy to dodge. So that's why I wouldn't put him in the top 10, because there are clear weaknesses to him. But let's talk about his strengths. So you got two really strong gadgets. You got a gadget that can deal a lot of damage and break open walls with rocket fuel, and then you've got rocket lasers, which is actually incredibly strong against those assassins. For example, using a bolt into a Brock, or even like an Edgar into a Brock, and there's some instances where Brock would win their 1v1 interaction quite a lot. The old rocket lasers could not do that. I mean, it could help you escape a little bit, but it would not literally make you win the 1v1 interaction really heavily. So yeah, there are some good situations for Brock that still can get countered, but all in all, with the buffies. He's very powerful, and especially that hypercharge buffy. Now moving into your top 10, starting off at number 10 with Lu. So he's got to be, in my opinion, the most underrated brawler in this meta. Everyone knows he's pretty decent, but he's not being played anywhere near as much as he should be at the ranks I'm playing in rank currently. The reason why Lu's so good, he got that projectile size buff, which is just very obvious. Every time some brawler gets affected with their main attack, he is able to land shots more easily. He's able to cycle through supers more easily. And you guys know with Lu, his super can be pretty toxic. Compare it with his hypercharge as well. Incredibly powerful. So he's like the best hot zone brawler right now. He's been used a lot as a mid and gem grab because you want a brawler that's got some decent damage, decent health, and a way to defend themselves. That's literally Lu in a nutshell. He's great inside of Brawl as well. Every single game mode you've seen quite a lot of Lu. Yeah, try him out. He's very strong. Moving on to the 9th best brawler in the game right now, we still have Crow. I'm just bored of talking about this brawler, bro. How many more times do I have to include him in the top 10 list for him to not receive any meaningful nerfs? So with Crow, you guys know the reason why he's so annoying and so good to play with is he just has so much about him. He's he can be an assassin, a poke brawler, got good range, good damage. His poison's very annoying, and he's got anti-heal. He's got 2 strong gadgets. His slow gadget's probably the best one right now because it deals so much damage. His hypercharge is pretty effective as well with his hypercharge buffy. It's just hard to really find a counter to Crow or a weakness because he's always got something in his kit to enable him to win certain situations. So yeah, Crow, it's pretty boring, but he's still top 10. So now moving into the 8th best brawler in the game right now, we have Meg. So we'll say in competitive play, there are some clear weaknesses to Meg, but that's not to say that Meg is a fantastic brawler if not dealt with, essentially. So if you're wondering for the counters to Meg, there's like Lola and Pearl, a few good examples. We start to skyrocket up the meta a little bit because of how strong Meg is. So Meg in the right hands can be devastating. So the reason why Meg is so good is because of a few reasons. So you've got the gadget, which lets you fly out of your mech. You pop that when you're weak, and if you can get some decent damage with it. It's got a knockback, but all you need to do is hit like 1 shot and then you get back into your mech literally in the next 5-6 seconds. So that's really strong. And then you've got the shield star power, which enables you just all you need to do with that shield star power buffy, get the additional speed, just hit 1 shot and then you're back into your meg. So it's just a constant cycle. It's really hard to actually kill a meg. And then you've got a hype charge buffy, which is really strong. She's just really annoying to deal with. She's nowhere near the level what she was before the nerf. Before the nerf, she was absolutely insane, like really hard to stop. But now there's some good counters, but she's still very strong. Next up is the 7th best brawler in the game right now. We have Max. So again, another brawler that is counted in pro play by the likes of Pearl and Lola. But again, Max can just be played everywhere. So Max, the reason why she's so good, let's just go through her buffies. It's the main reason why she's so good, right? You've got the invincibility dash. You get 2 uses of it, which is insanely broken to begin with. I don't even know how that made it through. That's insane. 2 invulnerability frames, which allows you to just, so for example, if you're pushing down a sniper's lane, yeah, goodbye to that lane because Max will just dash through 2 Piper shots and close you down and kill you. And then you've got the other gadget, which sneakers that can be useful in hot zone. If you watch Joker use Max, he used it very effectively. You've got both stop powers, which are very good, by the way. You see a lot of people using the star power buffy that gives you and your teammates a 4-second shield, which is very good in a team setting. And then more open map, you've got the star power buffy, which a lot of pro players were using in East Asia, which is very, very good. It just allows you to just get on top of your enemies really easily with that extra speed. And then you got the hypercharge super, you got the hypercharge buffy. There's just so much going on with Max, which allows you, I think the biggest problem with Max actually is just how quickly Max gets super now, because now you've got a trait that allows you to gain super automatically just by moving. That's the main problem. She gets super way too easily, she gets hypercharged way too easily, and she just overwhelms people too quickly. So now moving into the 6th best brawler in the game right now, I've gone with Griff. So I was heavily debating putting Griff in the top 4. I think you can interchange a lot of these brawlers in and around from 3rd place to 6th place. But the reason why Griff is so good, guys, and he's gone heavily under the radar, is because of the recent change to his star power, Keep the Change. So if you guys didn't know, when his buffies first came out, everyone thought he was going to be very broken, right? But lo and behold, Griff's main attack was very slow, and it was basically a nerf his star power. But what they did was insane. So they made it so normally with you've got 3 rows of coins, right? They're called salvos. It can take a little while for you to unload the attack. So with the star power, you're adding a 4th row of salvos. So that's basically like adding more shots with Otis's star power. and it would take you longer to unload those attacks before the buff. But now, by the time you can shoot out 4 salvos, it's the same time as you can shoot out 3. So you've got no negative, you've got more DPS, and you're shooting it out you're unloading it at the same time. So you can see how this is broken. I would have liked a small buff to this, but to make it the same as 3 salvos, like the same time to unload as 4, yeah, you see where I'm going. It's just completely broken. It makes it really hard for anyone who gets within his range. You're just pretty much going to die all the time, because you've also got the star power buffy, which actually is really powerful as well. If you've got full ammo, you can just melt through people. His hypercharge super allows him to chain through walls and through brawlers. He's like, you get his hypercharge super, he's going to get a guaranteed team wipe, because you get that additional couple of seconds as well. His gadget buff is still very powerful as well. So yeah, Griff is the brawler right now in competitive play. He's very strong. So now moving into the top 5 brawlers inside of the game right now. At number 5, we have Nori. So I will be honest, I've not played too much Nori since the initial release, and that was when I was on vacation, because I don't really play ladder. It's very unserious, but it's very clear that Nori is easily a top 5 brawler inside of the game. So the reason why Nori, I think, will have a big impact in pro play, I don't think he's available just yet. I think it will be after this monthly final, because normally there's a month ban. But the reason why Nori's so good is just because of the way he can get from one side of the map to the other without even blinking. He can just, it's kind of like Bolt, but even better, because you can just hold your attack, you can fling over a wall. And I've spoke about it upon his release. I think the most powerful thing is his invulnerability frames. We spoke about that with Max. But when you charge a shot fully with Nori, literally from the point from where you are all the way up to where you land, you're invulnerable. You're like Kenji super in the air, for example. You are literally cannot be attacked. Whilst, for example, you think of Buzz with his hooks. When you hook over to like the other side of the map, you can be shot through that hook. You can't with Nori. So I don't know whether that's too strong of a mechanic. Yeah, I think personally that shouldn't be a thing. That just seems too cheesy to me. So that's the main reason why Nori is so good. You've also got other good features about him as well. He's got a really quick healing gadget, which can be good. His stun gadget is very effective as well, especially in a team fight. His super's not really the best, but it can still be pretty annoying to deal with, especially because, again, that's another invulnerability frame, which allows you to get closer to the opponents. And then you've got this mechanic as well, where instead of slashing, you can just barely charge up your shot, and you can fly through a brawler and just deal some insane damage, and you just keep doing that, and you can win a lot of 1 versus 1 fights. So all in all, Nori is easily a top 5 brawler. So now moving into the 4th best brawler inside of the game right now. Oh, I'm gonna fall asleep at this point. It is Damian. Damian, yay, Damian is a really fun brawler to face off against, and it doesn't make me rage at all. Yeah, Damian, do we need to keep going over and over and over why he's strong? If you guys are unaware, the biggest weakness to him is that it takes a little while to get his super, but you can gain your super through the tank trait, and then once you get your super, just jump onto somebody and you kill them. Unless they've got an abundance of health, but you can still just kill them so easily. Also, I think the bug's still there. I'll have to test it out again, but you're just able to unload your shots a lot quicker with Damian. So if anything, like, I don't know, like, can we just delete this brawler at this point? It's got to be... This brawler reminds me of Larry and Laurie Prime Annoyance, to be honest. I don't know whether that's just me. Yeah, there are some counters to him, like a high health brawler, like an Otis, a Nita, for example, but it's still... He's just going to just keep jumping in over and over again. It's just the same cycle. I don't like brain dead assassins in Brawl Stars at all. It doesn't take any skill. You just jump onto somebody. It's got such a zoning circle. What can you realistically do against a Damian? It's very annoying. So now moving into the best 3 brawlers inside of the game. I think there's zero debate for this top 3. At number 3, I've gone with Star Nova. So I could probably put Star Nova at number 2, but I put number 3 mainly because, yes, she got a new hypercharge, and you think in theory, well, she's got a new hypercharge, she's got to be leaping up the meta a lot. Well, the hypercharge takes a little while to get, if you're looking for my opinion. I can't even make a second channel video on it because it takes 4 supers to get. And yeah, the hypercharge is pretty powerful though, yeah, but it just takes a long while to charge up. The reason why Star Nova is so good, which people might not realize, so you talk about her main attack. Most of the time, once you get into range with against somebody in 1 versus 1, you can melt through them easily. Like, you're not missing your main attack at all. It unloads very quickly. It's got a very big width, so again, you cannot miss it, and it's just that damage. When you're playing Star Nova, you should always be top of the damage leaderboards because she's so consistent with her damage output. And then you move on to her gadget, the one that lets you fly around. Use that defensively mainly. Sometimes you can use it offensively when the opportunity presents itself, but mainly use it defensively to waste enemies' utility, you know, like any supers, whatever. You can use that gadget to fly away to safety. You then got her newly buffed super form, where you're able to slash through players with like no unload delay. You're just able to just rip through people so easily. Now that packs a punch now, her super form. When you got the new hypercharge, which I spoke about, which is still pretty good. There's just so many things that enable Starnova to pop off the map. It's mainly her versatility, and it's mainly her main attack, to be honest. Her main attack is too easy to hit for what it can do. It's just crazy. The power in Starnova is insane. So now moving into the second best brawler in the game right now. Should be zero surprises here. We have 8-bit. So it's kind of crazy that for 8-bit, there's still awesome counters to him. If you're wondering, you've got like Brock, Penny, a few other brawlers that can counter an 8-bit. But it's still, it needs to be known, if 8-bit can still just make such a big impact on the map. I think the only situation where you won't play 8-bit is the really like knockout maybe, because other snipers can counter him. But outside of that, you can play 8-bit everywhere. 8-bit is a gem carry, one of the best. You've got two star powers that you can switch between. You've got Booster that just rips through people. If you're playing a more defensive game mode like Bounty, you could just pair that with a sniper. Nobody's going to be touching you once you get the lead. You've got the other star power Buffy, which enables you and your teammates to get a speed boost, which is great. You've got two good gadgets. Extra credit is the better one, but the other gadget is also really good. It fully heals up your turret and gives 8-bit some health, so that's a very broken gadget. And then you've got extra credits, which you guys would have known. It's just a very strong gadget, especially against those tanks, because you can unload 2 pieces of ammo at the same time. I think that's the most broken thing about it. In my opinion, you can shred through people so easily. You've got a broken hypercharge. 8-bit is just very, very strong right now, and that's why he's banned in competitive play literally every single game. So now moving into the best brawler in the game, there should be zero debates about this. I think quite clearly the best brawler in the game is Surge. So Surge, the reason why he's so good is for a few reasons, but I think the actual biggest reasons is his star power rework. So if you're actually wondering, a lot of brawlers with and without their buffies can actually still be pretty good because of reworks to their kits. And Surge with his star power, Serve Ice Cold, he spawns with a super, and that's actually the main reason why he's so broken. Because, for example, if you can even use, people were questioning on my ranked cheat sheet why Surge is a first pick option on Shooting Star or Bridge Too Far. Trust me, he is, just because of his super. You can use his super to jump over a wall and just tap auto aim 3 times, because its unload speed with his attack, you guys know, is very, very fast. You've got a broken power shield gadget as well, which allows you to tank some ammo, or tank some damage and then regain ammo. And then that Buffy is very strong because you can get it in another 9 seconds. So yeah, very broken, but it's all about that super. You're able to jump over walls. And the biggest weakness with Surge in some instances, that you could get it at Surge because he wouldn't have that super to knock you back. But now with the rework, it is far too broken. So I don't know whether they need to rework. I got the idea with this star power, and I actually enjoyed this rework to begin with, but it's very clear that this star power is so broken. You then, of course, got his hypercharge buff in his hypercharge super, which have been nerfed, but it's still very impactful. Once you get that, you're just going to rip through people. But yeah, Surge is a very strong brawler. Do I need to say why he's strong anymore? Everyone knows that he's very, very broken right now. But that's going to be it for today's video, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Let me know whether you agree or disagree with my rankings and why in the comment section below. But I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.